Men of Iron Poitiers. Here's the setup. We have right here, the English are in red, and we have Salisbury here on the wing, Black Prince, and Warwick on this side of the wing. Then we have these two lone French mounted men of arms who should be commanding this battle here. Saarbrücken, who's got Genoese crossbowmen and mounted men of arms. And then we have behind here in this battle, this is the Dauphin, and he's all dismounted men of arms. And then the Duke of Orleans, here in the back, and King Jean is off map with 12 dismounted men at arms, and the Duke here, he's got dismounted men at arms. So the French plan is to have the mounted guys come around and try to hit beyond this ditch, because moving through the marshland's not going to really work. And then have the crossbowmen come up and kind of fight, because this hedge, once you go through it, causes a bit of an issue, and then it's gone. So we use the crossbowmen to soften up here, but there's so many longbowmen here who outrange them, which create a bit of a problem. And then the Dauphin will come up and hit this corner with the mounted, and then followed by the Duke Orleans to come up here and cover the flank and kind of hit the center, and then the king will be coming up and exploiting whoever's got the breakthrough. English, on the other hand, is to survive. They have, with the Black Prince, 2 mounted units, and then everybody's on foot. And these mounted special units. And, well, we'll see how it goes. So here's Poitiers after a few activations. The Clermont and the other mounted men-at-arms charged the hedge and were wiped out, which has dropped the fight level for the French down 6 points. And Saarbrücken has moved his battle up here. The Dauphin is moving up the rear, and the Duke of Orleans is moved up a little bit, but his activation is quite low, so he's not moving as quickly. When he kind of moves up off the board a little bit, I'm going to try to bring King Jean on. Salisbury's moved his force over to cover the ditch, and then the Black Prince is moved over to be in position to cover the flank, and this Duke is moved a little small force as a flanking 2, and Warwick is just hanging out here to cover. He may shift later, depending on how problematic the line becomes, and we'll see what happens. So this is the status after a few more activations. Saarbrücken's all mounted men try to attack the hedge, of Salisbury here with his Minutemen, and we're covering the ditch, but he decided to try to take the archers hiding behind the hedge. They were all unhorsed, and one was and two were retired. The crossbows then came up, fired after and knocked back some units, and then the Dauphin came up and tried to push the archers away. Some of the guys were disordered, and then one archer moved back and killed a unit. So the French went from flight level 45 and now they're down to 33. And it's to them. They get to pick whether I want to get the Dauphin again or Sarbachan, because the Black Prince moved up his force here. The mounted men are threatening the unhorsed guys that are disordered here, and may cause some problems. Warwick has just been sitting here, and the Duke of Orleans is still sitting in the back here. So this is the status right now. There are a few activations here since the last video. Black Prince came over here and attacked Sarbachan, wiped out the two men-at-arms that were disorganized and unhorsed over here, and then Sarbachan countered with his crossbows. They were able to kill one of the mounted men-at-arms, disorganize this one. The dismounted ones are moving towards them. Warwick countered the Dauphin and came out with his archers, killed one man-at-arms, but completely failed this attack on that dismounted guy. And the Dauphin's holding the Duke of Orleans. Orleans is still stuck here in the back, and the king is still off map. It's a bit of a problem. I should have waited until the king was on the map and further up to help the Dauphin or the Duke, but when the battle started, things were getting tense, and trying to exploit a situation or trying to recover a situation is problematic for the French because they're so spread out. And the next activation is with the Dauphin. He's going to try to exploit this, and then flight levels are getting low, so let's see who's going to break. So the game has ended here. The English actually, took some hits. They lost the Black Prince and Salisbury and a few of their units due to over here with the crossbows killing the disorganized units. But Warwick counterattacked and took out some of the Dauphin's disorganized men-at-arms, hitting the flank here and wiping them out. But with the loss level so high for the English, they rolled really high on it too, and so they fled the field. So actually the French won this. 1 point for the French. Should have waited until the king was on with all 12 of his guys, and they would have really overwhelmed the English. But and the English kind of held defensively, but that little Black Prince coming out and attacking the flank here caught killing the other the French men at arms, but they got hammered by the crossbows. Were able to maneuver around and shoot them up. So that was a bad ploy. The English should have stayed behind their defenses and let the French come on and get disorganized. Because trying to take on the longbowmen, once you move next to them, they get to shoot you up and generally disorganize a lot of units quite easily. And that's Poitiers.